I think. Oh shit, I gotta resize everything and stuff. Okay, that one's alright. Gonna resize it over here. Evening, folks. Give me a second. I think it's that one. Yeah. God damn it. Something like that. And that up there. And then we can wait, no, wait, and yeah, there we go. There we go. That'll work, I guess. I know we're good here. All right. That's what I get for trying to change a browser window that I'm using right before we go live. Damn, Roscoe, what kind of sound is that? Vanish? Yeah, we don't hear that vanish sound very often.
Oh, no.
We need one of those for when we go stealth.
He's got it. We just don't hear it. It's also not a very loud sound. I probably need to redo that. We need to make it more whoosh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I sent you another one too.
All right.
From my dash or something.
All right, so here's the deal. Right now, I'm working on that new table, and when I say working, I mean like
working.
Not really, but like, you know, soon. Like it's gonna be done real soon.
Yeah.
All right, so
like
it's got
it really hard.
No. Well, I mean a little bit more than that. Like
I mean,
I actually put like a solid week or two of work into it recently. You know, so like it is actually moving along. But I'm kind of waiting on some things that I can't necessarily do myself. I need some help with, and then it got kind of sidetracked, and you know, it's a process. But anyway, pretty soon we should have that new table. After I do the table, then I'm gonna make a new round on everybody's minis, and we'll update them with, I don't know, whatever you want. So think about that. And either hold on to the sound effects and things like that, or you can probably just upload them on the Discord in the that private upload channel where we put the character backgrounds and stuff. I think there's one that you guys can still post in.
I think so.
Or I guess we'll put them in Dropbox too, huh?
No, maybe.
You need an FTP server.
Yeah, I mean you could put it on Dropbox too, and you could just post a link in there. But point is, I want it. I want the links, and I want either the files or the links. It doesn't matter. They need to be in a channel where they don't get buried by our constant, you know, chatting back and forth. So we, if there's not already a special channel where we can put those, I'll make one.
If I said my name was anything, or what I said my name was,
Peter Pumpernickel.
Chicken Slim Shady?
No, come on, people.
Your name is Peter Pumpernickel, and I don't give a damn if you like it or not.
Hey, can you move my mini too?
Yeah.
I think it's locked. I can move everything else, but I couldn't move my mini. Oh, there's my D8.
Okay, there we go. I was worried there for a second. My headphones did not seem like they were working, and I promise you it's not going to be very long. I'm going to have to take the dog out. I'm questioning whether or not I should just do it now. He's already starting to get whiny. Anyway.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Give me
that
one second.
boy's here. What's up? All right.
Is that boy?
It is. Two. I need a little lighthouse that I can put right here.
Like a full-on lighthouse?
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
a little lighthouse
Big
mini.
model. I think I
Yeah.
had one. I think I had one saved at one point from the workshop.
Like from a game? Okay. I mean, let me see if I can promote you, and you might be able to pull it in.
I mean, I don't. Shit. Hang on.
Got objects, saved objects. I mean, if it's going to be a bunch of work, it's not really that big of a deal.
Let me see.
Sometimes I forget how much time I've spent learning to finesse this game.
Objects. Saved objects.
You can type in a name if you typed in a name when you saved it. If not, you gotta search for it. You can also click on games up at the top left, and you can click on workshop, and then you can search up at the top. And if you click on the options at the top or whatever one, you can do expand, and it'll bring up a list of everything that's on that table.
Yeah, I'm
But
digging
that's
through the
all
games
pain in
now
the
because I don't
ass.
have it saved as a model apparently right now.
It's really not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
I
Sorry
got a
about that.
lot
So,
of
buddy.
shit saved. I need to go back and kind of rethink some of this shit.
Looks like we got a handful of offline follows. Just flies down to Deve, 1977 D&D with THC. I dig it.
Hey, yeah.
Lizards reviews. Thanks for those.
So what's everybody up to?
Man. Same old, same old. Not a whole lot
I ain't
going
doing
on.
shit.
this time around.
Yeah.
Cheshire with the sub, thank you. And resub times 7.
Boop, beep, boop.
Where's everybody's
So-
me? There we go.
Mine's on my thing. So yeah, Booge, I did some research before today's
No idea where I threw
Thing.
mine.
game.
It's down here.
Yeah.
I posted something in the role playing channel about where the guy's supposed to be from. So
It's like I was
I had to Okie Bob guy made up to
Echo
the
Bill.
fl-
Oh no, Oki Bob was the one that died. Never mind.
no, Iko Bill is the one that died. Okie Bob is
Okie
the
Bob.
made up son.
Oh yeah. I get lost in your lies, Roscoe.
Okie
That's a really
Bill
weird,
wasn't a
that's
lie.
really weird way of saying you get lost in his eyes. It's almost romantic.
How you gonna do
I was
that
trying
though?
to be
He's so
coy.
short.
Oh,
When I wake up in the morning and he's standing up, we're eye level. In that brief moment.
When you
that's
wake
how I
up
know
in the middle of the
His
night, he's
eyes.
creepily staring at you.
His eyes are just
Those are even better.
Peek-
Like
over the
right in your
bed.
face, like a cat staring at you while you're sleeping, just like right in your fucking face.
Actually, you're an elf. Do elves sleep? I guess when you
Yeah, I
meditate.
mean they go into trance for like 4 hours a day.
Let's go.
It's not the same, but
Spies on you while you're trying to meditate. That's creepy. All right, Berwin, what are you doing down here, dude?
just moving my mini around because I'm lagging so much.
Oh, okay.
You know how it be.
I do. It's weird.
Man.
Minis keep wanting to land on top of one another like that.
Clint, when you getting When you
Nope.
upgrade into that DSL internet, bro.
Upgrades to
I wish-
DSL?
That's what
Your
I got,
girl
and it's
gets them
terrible.
implants. Ooh.
Uh,
no.
What
I
are
don't-
those?
I don't know.
That's an ambulance, isn't it?
Fire truck, actually.
That's a fire truck.
I live next door to the fire station, so yeah. I don't even. I mean, I hear them, but I don't even take note of those
Yeah.
things anymore. It's constant. Something's always on fire in Houston.
But I don't know why the fire truck reminded me of that, but I was directing traffic today and somebody almost ran me over.
Bro,
That's
pretty whack.
Because a fire truck will run your ass over if you're in the street. That's why I made you think of that.
No, we
Yeah.
we work for the same
Well,
people,
yeah.
so the fire truck's gonna look out for me. You know.
Oh, you get that special treatment. Let me rephrase.
Mhm.
Fire truck would run the fuck over me if I was in the street. How about that?
You're right. So
You'd
you
be
need
like,
to
Run
fuck
my
that.
ass
where
over
you
too.
watch where you walking. All right, you need you some cones set up with some signs and a.
For real,
fucking
that's why they
van.
got that fucking siren shit on there.
And
let
that's
you
why they got
know.
that 2-foot fucking bumper on there.
It'll break you in
That shit
half
ain't-
before your skull
yeah.
really does any damage to the windshield, right?
You just turn into a cloud of dust, just full of red dust.
All right. So, yeah, I think where we left off, Roscoe had finished up his bit of forgery, and
All right.
A little bit of food. You
So,
I guess we're gonna pick up on the morning that Roscoe, or like the following morning, right after you've done your disguising, and I don't know. What
All right.
are you looking like, man? What's going on, Roscoe?
yes,
What kind
I
of
need to
hat you
go
got
there.
on? That's important.
A messenger hat with a feather and cap, and fine clothing, and yeah.
What kind of fine clothing? You got like some sparkly shit on you? Or you just got like some like dope buttons or something?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. No, it's fine clothing, but I do have ornamental daggers on me. Well, it's my daggers. I just decorated them.
bedazzled
I bedazzled them.
Hell yeah!
A little bit. The shoes are a little bit worn, and the clothing are fine, but you can tell that they've been traveled. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I've come from a long journey, a long ways away.
What's a
So
messenger
you got, like, some-
hat? What is that? What is it? Like,
I don't know.
okay, me neither. All right.
I
I
had
was
it with a
thinking-
feather in it, man.
I was like,
Fuck.
yeah, okay, all right. Like I knew what you were talking about. I admit, but like I didn't. Sorry.
Hold on. Yeah, like a bard hat.
Man, my fucking Hangouts window is so jittery today.
You're jittery today.
Terrible. I actually kind of am. Probably switch over to beer here pretty soon. Start going the other direction. You know what I mean?
There you go.
All right. There's the hat in the.
Man, that lag is so bad. You know what? In the Discord. Scissor Man. Oh wait. Oh, all right. That's called a pork pie hat. Did I lose you guys in the Hangouts? My shit is still frozen on Josh. I think I'm talking to myself now. Ain't that about a bitch? Let's try to reload.
Isn't that how this works?
I don't know how the fuck that just happened. But that's called a pork pie hat.
I believe that's how it works. Also, he's back.
I believe this is a full-on anarchy situation.
Right? Oh,
With-
what?
without the DM nearby, we can.
DM's here. DM's here.
Hey, there will be no mutiny on my watch.
Hey, don't touch
Hey, don't
that.
touch that.
All right, so Josh, that is called a pork pie hat.
Okay.
Did you know that?
A what?
Okay, I do know.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
called
I hadn't.
yeah, it's called a
okay.
pork pie hat.
I had a different
I-
idea of pork pie hat, but
I think, right? Or is that
I
a muffin
thought
hat?
it was. Thought the pork pie hat was
Or is that a
the
muffin hat?
Irish. I don't know.
Why are these hats named
Bard,
after
I
food?
looked bard hat.
I don't
I looked
know.
up bard hat.
I didn't
Yes.
name them. I'm just telling you.
It's a
fucking weird.
fancy hat with a feather in
All
there.
right, I got you,
How fancy can a hat be if it's called a pork pie hat?
dude.
Bro, the more exotic the name, they didn't just
Fancy
have.
Can we
as
get
hell.
on with it?
I told you the hat was important. You know, we're all interested in what kind of hat you have on.
It's a
It's
very
necessary.
fancy hat.
We need to know.
We do. It's very,
It's
very
a very
important.
fancy.
Like, I need to know because if it's a swashbuckler looking hat, I can call you Swashy. If it's a
made
10-gallon
of
hat,
the
I can call you
velvety
Gal.
hide. It is made of the velvety hide of some exotic animal that you don't even know about.
Oh, is it made from the mighty Naga,
You don't even know about this animal.
or possibly,
you never heard of
or
it.
possibly the vicious pleather beast?
Never even heard of it. How many times has he got to tell you?
He don't know. He don't know what I know. I know everything. I just
Hey,
don't
bro.
remember it all at one time.
He already told you never heard of it.
It is.
Can
it is
we
made
get on
from
with
the hide of the velour? Okay,
Hey.
it's made from the hide of the velour animal.
the velour?
Okay.
Ooh.
The mighty
The
velour.
velour beast.
The velour beast.
All right. So Roscoe trots off.
And I have
down
a
the street.
symbol of. I have a symbol of
All Roscoe trots on down the street.
clamp. The clasp holding my cape on is a symbol of the Rashomon, the
Is
Iron
there-
Lord.
Is there a like a city guard barracks? Let me see. Like, do we have?
Yeah,
doing?
they're not listed on the. I didn't number them, but yes, they are on the map. Why?
Oth is feeling a little bit nostalgic. He would like to go to the city guard barracks and possibly train a little bit while he waits for a word from
Can
Roscoe.
Oth wait his damn turn?
No,
Get him.
no, he can't. He's a giant, pushy black dragonborn. He don't give a damn.
Okay, so I guess it's Roscoe's turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume that you were
All right.
trotting off out of the the Jolly Warrior Inn in your finery, and heading over toward the
"Quote
complex.
unquote" finery.
Yeah. I thought it was my turn. Y'all were asking me about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware? And so yeah, I was going towards the the finery where what's his name, his estate was.
Okay.
Rocky Bill's estate.
Which is down over here,
The Eagle Claw.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Roscoe makes his way down the street, and the rest of you are in the inn. So, Aleth, you're just gonna go and just fuck off somewhere. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what I'm doing for the moment. I'm gonna go train. Keep an ear out for, like, if there's any any information about the recent noble death. But mostly it's just because I figure the guard would know. You know, like they gossip about that kind of stuff. I think.
Okay. So,
But also it's kind of like just I'm waiting.
so you're like trying to gather information, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that would be some sort of gather information check. Berwin and Lucian, what are you guys up to as Roscoe wanders down the street by himself?
Well, I'm hanging out on the docks, by the ship, checking the passerbys, peering into the murky depths of the day, nasty as all get out, and I'm wondering what is down there. Because I hear that there's a lot of people and the things that are thrown in there.
Well,
A lot of concrete shoes.
previous to I get these names mixed up sometimes, but canonically, the harbor of Westgate during the what did they call the cataclysm of 4th edition, where the Sea of Fallen Stars drained a lot, right? So the harbor area actually had a second harbor area in it where the water had receded. And then I believe it was the second sundering that separated the worlds and all of that business, and everything was sort of restored to the way that it was back in 3rd edition. So I guess the water came back up. So you can see out through the water, there's always, just like when you sailed in, there's always ships that don't listen to the harbor masters and stay in line to come into the harbor, and they get snagged up on buildings and just underwater debris that's left over from the Tide Town, as it was called. Water's dirty, real dirty, and shit floating on it. And as you're standing there, you're not far. 20 is the Bent Mermaid, right? Yeah. So you're watching out across the docks, and the bouncers at the Bent Mermaid carry out a pair of two people by their arms and legs and toss them over the dock into the water. They
Refuse.
splash around. They're splashing around in the water, trying to find a way to get to one of the ladders that heads back up to the dock. And the two bouncers kind of dust their hands off and give them one another high five, and they go back inside.
Well, I think I might dive in and help that fella out. Because, that's nasty.
Okay.
And apparently so am I.
Okay, as you're watching, they sort of make their way back around to. There are these wooden ladders that sort of go down. All right, they don't go down into the water because no one climbs down. They come up to the dock periodically for individuals who are unlucky enough to actually fall into the water. So we'll switch back over to Roscoe. Roscoe, you're.
Those ladders were put there by somebody who's been thrown out by the Bent Mermaid before.
Yeah.
He just took the initiative.
It's a consolation.
Definitely.
It's like, hey, we're going to throw you in the water, but we're not going to, make you drown.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the ladders definitely lead up. They're utilized to go up and not down because the water is filthy. But Berwin is right in the mindset of stepping off the edge and taking a dive. Anyway, Roscoe, you walk up on the Sim Noble compound, and it's not necessarily a castle, but it is definitely a large estate. Excuse me. It's built out of this dark, kind of dark gray stone, and it's surrounded by shaped topiaries and vines and such on the wall. It is definitely a grand estate. 3 stories, possibly 4 in some areas.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up casually and confidently. Well, not so casually. I'm with the air of distinction, like I belong there and shit.
Okay.
And gonna announce myself as
Just outside in the yard?
outside the front gate. I'm gonna announce myself to the guards.
Okay. Well, there's like a big, long, set of stairs, and it's not very high. It's just a lot of little tiny inconvenient steps. It's almost like a ramp with speed bumps, right?
Okay.
And it's like just this long and luxurious staircase that goes up to the gates, and the gates are open. There are guards on either side of these huge wooden and iron 10, 15, 20 foot tall doors that are held open. There are a pair of guards on either side of the door, just sort of doing their thing, standing around with halberds as servants and people that the family employs, presumably, come in and out on their daily stuff.
Guards, I am Pinkerton Ink Finder. In the name of the Iron Lord, I wish to see the current manager of the castle.
They
Off with you. I'm holding up my my papers.
your papers. All right, holding up your paperwork, and they look at one another and they kind of shrug and they say, "In you go, then." And they motion you through the doors into this massive entry hall. It's got like these marble pillars and all these statues of I don't know, just people. A bunch of people walking all around, and they point you down to there's an area where there seems to be sort of a check-in desk, for lack of a better term. Person to direct you to where you need to be. And as you approach that desk, there's a little old lady with these little tiny little glasses on, and she looks up, and in a frail voice she says, she greets you. She says, "Hi, what can we do? How can we assist you today, sir?"
I represent a party that is staked claim to the estate and what do you call it? Goddamn it. What do you call it when the inheritance? There we go.
Yeah, inheritance.
The estate and the inheritance of a one Akibil of Westgate.
She says,
In the name of the Iron Lord.
She lowers her glasses and she says, "You're here about Aquabil?"
Yes, he was.
And she
He was
takes your
the rightful husband of Princess Penelope of Immelman. Imilmar.
She looks at you, and she looks at your paperwork, and she ushers you off into a side waiting room where you wait for, a while. It's pretty fancy, and they feed you, finger food. And she's got you waiting
I
there
nibble at it.
for a significant period of time.
I nibble at the finger food and just turn my nose up at most of it while I stick a bunch of it in my pocket while nobody's looking.
Okay. So, Alf, you're seeking information, right? Or Lucian, what are you doing, man? We didn't do anything about you over there.
No, you just skipped over me, bro. But it's cool. I was eating, so
All right.
I wasn't mad at you.
Ain't even mad about it.
That's it. Hell yeah. Lucian, I think, is going to. I'm gonna head towards the dock area, and I'm gonna try and find some work on a bunch of these ships that are always getting stuck. And in doing that, like, try and find. I'm just trying to become better, like a better crew member, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to gather some of the.
Be
tips of
more
the
useful
trade.
to Berwin.
Exactly. I'm gonna try and up my status in the group. Push somebody else down.
Okay.
I'd like to thank all the little people I stepped on to get here today
Exactly.
with my spider silk boots.
All right. I missed a lot of that. I am lost in thought because Roscoe, you just fucking threw me a definitive curveball based on what you had prepared me for from last week. Fuck. All right. We'll figure it out. So what's up, Lucian?
Solution is going around looking for work. I'm working on these boats that come into the harbor. Like, I'm sure there's some kind of like, probably guild that like, I don't know, like fixes all these people's boats who fuck them up.
Yeah, that's over here at the what's it called? 23, the Watchdog.
Yeah.
I probably should have discussed some of my lies with you before.
Yeah, I mean, we had last week, and I thought that you had prepared me enough, but that, like now,
No one is prepared for the lies of Roscoe P.
I told
Blackberry.
you. I told you, bro. You just get lost in the lies, man. Lost in the eyes and lost in the lies.
like this was like prepared from what you told me last week that you had intended to do, and now we're fuck. Now we're back where we were last week, and I was like, let me prepare for this.
I'm sorry, man.
You know, and let's do it next week. So. Anyway, what are you doing down at the Watchdog, Lucian?
So I'm trying to do a number of things. Like, one, mostly I'm just there looking for work, but I'm looking for like more tips to the trade, and then also to like get in with the locals some more and maybe see if anybody's like talking about this. I keep thinking it's the Black Moon Brotherhood, but it's not them.
The Night Masks,
Night Masks,
or whatever it is. Yeah.
See if I hear any rumors about them as well.
Okay.
Black Mass too. Black.
I mean, you're not
I
gonna,
forgot.
you definitely don't
Yeah.
hear any insider information about the night masks working down at the harbor. But you know, you can make a couple of gold working on ships, I suppose, with your carpentry skill. Berwin, let's get back to you, man.
Mm-hmm. So you were saying that the fella made his way back up to the dock?
Yeah, there's ladders, you know, spaced at pretty regular intervals. He's not in danger of drowning, but he's like stirring up all kinds of nasty stuff in the water.
Well, I want to head over there and talk to him.
Okay.
Ask him how he ended up getting thrown in and that.
He says, Drew made the mistake of drawing steel in the mermaid. What fuck you want me to tell you? He's like dusting all kinds of shit off of him. Like, it looks like seaweed, but it's like slime.
Ew.
I'm gonna prestidigitation him a bit, clean him up.
All right. His attitude changes. His frown flips upside down, as it were. And he says, thanks, mate.
So did you get a good look what's underneath those murky waters, or was it just a bit too nasty to see anything down there?
He looks down at the slime on the ground and he says, listen, thanks for your help, but I got things to do, mate. And he starts to walk away. He seems really confused by the question. You can immediately tell that it's never occurred to him to go snorkeling in the harbor. He says, as he walks off, and he turns back over his shoulder, and he says, look, mate, I don't know how serious you are with this question, but you know the sewage drain into there, right? Anyway,
I assume
enjoy
as
yourself.
much.
And he continues walking away.
Well,
Okay.
I obviously have my cloak that allows me to swim and breathe underwater. Could I potentially use the shape water spell to kind of create a clean passage as I swim?
Not
Like a
really,
clean
because
globe around you?
you're shaping dirty water. It's not really a filter water spell.
It's just too nasty to separate.
Yeah, I mean, you could control, you know, the water, but you're going to control all the pollution and the filth that's in it as well. Like, If there's a cup floating on top of the water, when you shape the water into a cube, there's still going to be a cup floating on top of the water. Or in this case, slime in it.
Just do it, Barwin. Just jump in. You know you want to.
I mean, for what it's worth, it didn't seem as though the slime was eating his skin or anything like that. You know, like it didn't seem like he like dissolved into a puddle when he touched the water. But he also did not seem very pleased.
You do have that hand thing, that magic hand thing.
The magic hand thing.
You have levitate as well.
Yeah. I have quite a few spells, but I'm not sure if there's anything that will particularly aid me in this endeavor that I seek. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm just going to look around.
All right. Did I lose the fucking hangouts again? Yeah, obviously. Okay, let's try that again. I lost the
Welcome
chat
back.
again. This time it said someone has removed you from the meeting. Are you guys kicking me out?
Are you
of the-
muted?
You're very low. It sounds like it's maybe picking up another mic. There you go.
Check.
There we go.
Yep.
1, 2.
Checking the mic.
Okay.
Check.
Well, while y'all are figuring that out, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I gotta take the dog out. He's being a pain in the ass again with the whining. So we'll just go ahead and do a 60-second commercial break today. It's just gonna be a broken up stream. I'll be back, guys. Sorry.
Be right back as well.
I didn't mean to be that much of a troublemaker.
Hey, where's Corwin?
I'm still sticking to the bait. Corwin's not here yet. Dave's not here yet.
Well, I know he's not here yet, but he's usually here by now. Like, is he heard? Has anybody heard from him? I know it's just me and you, but
I don't know.
I guess if not.
But I mean, basically, I'm gonna be pursuing the same line of questioning, that me and Jake had talked about as far as, what I'm seeking, but what I'm looking for in the thing. You know, I kind of want to figure out what happened to Aki Bill, and Akko Bill, whatever.
Bill.
Huh?
You should just get more and more ridiculous with like the way he pronounced it. As the more times you say it, like each time he comes back to you, like put like a new little twang on it. You know what I mean?
No, that's bad. I hate that. I can't remember. I feel terrible about that. I can remember the names and shit.
I know, me too. There's nothing more freaking annoying than when there's like, I mean, you know the freaking name.
And
It's
I
like
did
John
homework.
Cena.
Like I said, I did homework. I did some research on where this motherfucker was from and stuff. And
Yeah, I seen that in the Discord. I just didn't have the time to look at it.
yeah, well, I just didn't want him. I didn't want him to be like, yeah, we're from Flan. You know, bring the shit storm back home. Or you'd be like, we're from somewhere close enough for you to send a messenger and see if I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want him. I
Yeah,
thought
good.
about it.
Well, put some thought into the game.
Yeah.
I unfortunately did very little of that this week. This week flew by because of my work schedule's weird.
Yeah, this week flew by because of vodka.
Yeah, it'll do that too. I also have this filler of love that one day I'm going to do something with. I just noticed it on my character sheet again.
But yeah, basically, I'm seeking information. I'm trying to see what happened, what how did he die? How did the Bill die? And
I'm telling you, it's Lucian's theory that he put on that glove and it's supposed to be for Gauntlet. It's a dwarven artifact since he's not a dwarf. He like put an eternal curse on his soul and ripped his arm off. He bled to death.
we'll see what the DM says about all that.
Probably not, but I like it. Hey, Berwin, what are you looking for in this water, by the way?
I don't know.
Just curious.
Yeah.
I feel you. Boy, just jumped into the dirty harbor.
See, he's saying that. Oh, hello. Who's there?
Oh, everybody, act right. Hey, I don't know what it is, but today you have like a lot of feedback on your mic, man.
Me
No,
or Jake?
yeah, Jake.
Gain is normal. I'm not showing anything on the stream. You guys hearing?
Is it just me?
I mean, I definitely heard some white noise, but I don't
That's
know
all right.
where that was coming from.
I don't know what the fuck is going on today, but anyway, Berwin, it cut off right as you said I'm going to, and then I got fucking kicked out of the Hangouts.
Bite the bullet and dive right in.
Okay. You were like describing looking around and stuff. I was laughing. Anyway, okay. So Berwin dives over the side and into the water.
Glug, 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 glug. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if that's how that would work while breathing and whatnot.
Yeah, no glugging.
Yeah, you still glug. It just, I like to imagine when you want to breathe, you get gills in your neck, so it still goes in and just.
I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.
You know,
Leaves it
Okay.
up to the imagination
there you go.
of
Okay.
everyone.
So, Roscoe, after about an hour or so, you're ushered into a meeting chamber. And the chamber has got like this luxurious like red and gold carpet on the floor, and like all these gold candle stands, and very, very richly decorated. It's got like stained glass windows and stuff. You can count at least a dozen armed guards lining both the the sides of the chamber, the entry, as well as on either side of the representative of the House of Sim that you are here to meet. She introduces herself. She's wearing like a black, just like an older lady, late middle-aged. She's got mostly black hair, but it's got some white streaks in it. It's up in like two kind of like buns on top of her head. She's
Human?
wearing. I'm sorry.
Human?
Yes. She is wearing a black lace, sort of like evening gown. She's got like a navy blue, sort of like a corset type, deal underneath it. And she is on either side of her, in addition to her armed guards, there are two dwarves. They both have bald hair, or they both have a bald, shiny head and thick blonde beards. They give me a perception check.
Oh. 10.
Okay. So they're standing on either side.
No, yeah, 10.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
they're standing on either side of her. They are wearing like kind of sort of middle gray robes, right? And they've got the Sim family logo, which is that white eagle talon on
Yeah.
the chest. They're, it's gilded. It's very, very. They're dressed just as elegantly as she is, like gold lining fabric and all that stuff. Their heads are shiny as hell, and they stand on either side of a long table that stands between you and the woman who introduces herself as Cordelia Sim. She says, "Please have a seat," and she motions to the chair on the other side of the table from her.
Okay. Good morning, madam. What a beautiful home you have in this quaint little city. I'm sure I misled you when I mentioned the inheritance and the estate. My lord has no interest in the inheritance and the estate per se. He wishes to know what happened to his father. And there is perhaps one bit of artifact that would be of interest to my lord.
She inhales sharply and sort of glares at you very flatly with expressionless, like crystal blue eyes. And she holds her hand out. She says, "May I?" gesturing to the work of forgery in your hand.
Of course.
And she takes it over, and she takes it in her hand, and she reads it over. She looks at it, and she looks back and forth between the two of you, or between you and the document. And the two dwarves that are on either side of where she's sitting, they sort of crowd in over her shoulder, and they are all examining it. After about 30 seconds or so, which seems like much longer, she hands it over to the dwarf on her left, and the two of them you notice that they have
Is there a
these little
problem?
magnifying glasses like tucked into their robes, right? That are like on these little chains around their neck, and they both go off to the side, and they are inspecting the paperwork. She turns back to you, and
I
she
just
says,
laugh at him.
"Well, we must
Go ahead.
verify
inspect it, sir.
the validity of such a
Of course.
astounding claim." And she says, "Please tell me about your master." Oh, by the way, what did you roll on the forgery paperwork?
Shit.
I have a number that I remember, but I don't know if that was the actual number. I asked you to write it down.
No, I did.
Might be in your notebook.
Maybe.
I'm willing to bet that I'm going to get kicked out of the Google Hangouts again soon.
Well, maybe you'll learn your lesson this time.
Right?
No, I did not write it down in the notebook.
Is it in your notes in tabletop?
No. Fuck.
It was pretty good, if I can remember correctly.
Seems like I recall a 17.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that does sound the ballpark.
That was a 1. Okay.
Wow.
So,
There's no problem with the forgeries.
so they're doing their thing, and she's waiting for you to tell her anything, really. You've told her why you're here. You haven't given her any real details as to exactly who you are. You've sort of told her what information you want, but you haven't levied
I am
any.
a messenger. I'm a messenger sent from the house of the Iron Lord, and my lord Oki Bob is the grandson of the Iron Lord. the son of your lord, Akobil, who was married to the Iron Lord's daughter some years ago after a long crusade that he was on, and then he was supposed to return here and establish some kind of allegiance between the two kingdoms, but we never heard from him again until now, and he is dead. And this has been years since he has come back here, so we wish to know what happened to him, what's become of him.
So as you're speaking, she
We've heard some crazy rumors.
she sort of like, you know, does this whole like steeples her fingers thing while you're talking, and continues to just kind of stare you down. And her dwarven compatriots are her appraisers, are really what they are. They bring her back the documents and they whisper into her ear, and she sort of whispers back, and they have a short conversation. She turns back to you, and okay, so Alf, you're looking for information about Akobel, right?
Yes.
Okay, so roll me one of those I don't know, get information rolls.
See, I was going to, since I'm doing it with soldiers or the guard or whatever while training, sort of as a workout, I was wanting to either do a strength check.
It's still
I
going
guess
to be
that's
charisma based, regardless of
Okay.
what skill you want to use. It's still going to be charisma based.
That's fine.
But you can
I'll
use
just-
athletics. You could use charisma athletics if you wanted to.
Well, let me see here.
Like you can mix and match those skills. God damn
I'm
it!
trained in athletics.
We're about to get kicked off.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
It's Tuesday, yo. It's fucking Tuesday. All right, let's do this. Someone remove me from... Dude! Getting kicked out of the Hangouts again? Killing me, Smalls. Fucking killing me. Kicked out of the Hangout? The table falls down? Yeah, for real.
Man, just get out those analog dice. Come on.
Bruh, that's what we need.
I gotta go get my mason.
I got some
sharpener, right?
analog dice.
It's in the other room.
I'll dice your analog.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck 'em.
I bet
What does
you
that
would.
even mean?
And you kiss your mother with that mouth. God.
Kiss no mom with that mouth.
Not in a while, actually.
Damn.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
That hurt, bro.
I
That's-
think the last time I kissed my mom was when I was a child.
What? You don't kiss your mom when you see her? What's wrong with y'all?
What?
We're
What
not
kind of
very,
southern boy are you?
We're not touchers, as it were, I guess. You know.
I always hug and kiss my mom every time.
I
see
could
her.
relate to that. I mean, like, I always hug my mom for sure, but my mom's not much of a kisser.
Give my dad a handshake. I give my mom a polite nod.
Your mom a polite nod? Come on. You owe Miss Sandra more than that. All right.
Like,
we
good
Like
What
tip
about
of the
that?
hat.
haven't done anything, yeah. All right, we haven't done anything that needs saving, so I'm not going to go to
Well,
auto
while
save.
it's loading up, I'm gonna go ahead and get me something to drink. real
Yeah,
quick.
this is going to take a
I'll be right
minute.
back.
The table always takes a while to load.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it, Green. Thank you for coming by, as always.
Hey, you green.
There's a green.
Yeah, Green's always here.
Yeah.
Man. It's a rough day, you guys. But don't
Oh.
worry. It's still gonna happen.
Be happy.
Oh shit, Green, thank you for that cheer, man.
With the biddies.
Thank you so much. Did you see your little icon fall down into the cup? I actually had the cup on the screen. That's pretty cool.
I seen it.
Oh, there go. Pow. It just happened.
Talking about dang old gonna go smoke a bowl, man. While this thing loads.
Alrighty then. So, Alton, you still here?
I am not.
Lies and slander. Have
What?
you still been looking for a webcam?
Yes.
Have you found anything? Because I'm also supposed to be looking for a webcam, but I've done very little looking.
Reliably,
Other than the one-
no. And yes, Screen, I am going to get a cam again. I tried looking at the Logitech C blah 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 Hoobastank 20 or whatever that
Yeah.
some of our people use, and they went from like $60 to like $160.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet it's this one right here. The C525.
No, I don't
Okay,
even
good.
fucking know what that one
Sounds
is.
Fucking 90. Alright.
But see, I've been doing a very selective search. I want something that is in the United States right now, will ship from the United States, and is preferably under $100.
Right.
And apparently, right now, that is really fucking rare.
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, I have found decent cameras for like $50, but they're going to ship from China, which is probably not going to happen anytime soon.
Nah, you'll get it in like
2
July,
months.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered some from Germany like over a month ago, and it's like they made a label according to the shipping
They made a label?
information. Yeah, like it's like label created. That's it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
International
I
shipping
messaged
is
the
kind
guy
of
about
A
it.
lot of people aren't shipping to the U.S., so it's not just China. But
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
mean,
what
I
I'm saying.
China
assume
is
it's
actually
the-
willing
International
to.
shipping in general is fucked
Yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to ship out of country because of just the logistics, which
Yeah.
I understand. I get it. I'm behind it. It's just
Which
I want a
is
fucking
all.
camera, so
Yeah,
I'm trying to
all
find
of that
one
is
here.
Yeah, all of that is part of the reason why fucking oil dropped out.
We ain't worried about
Bottoms
oil.
had dropped out of oil.
I
'cause
can't
there's
stream with
no-
oil. I mean, I
No,
can.
but I'm
I can.
saying.
I can cover myself in oil since it's like
Okay.
$5 a barrel right now.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Are we loading back into the table yet?
I am
I
waiting for it
see
to
the
pop up.
wheel spinning.
Yeah.
On my
Loading
way.
up now.
Nice. I'm gonna press this button while nobody's here.
No.
Don't touch that.
No games. All right.
I ain't playing no
playing
game.
Yeah, I'm
games.
pressing all kinds of buttons too on this end. I don't know about you.
That's
I
nasty.
ain't got time to play games with you.
I'm doing all the fun stuff while I'm not on the table. It's messed up.
Well, if you would behave, maybe I could do it while you was here.
See, like,
Bruh, my whole fucking Google Hangouts is just choppy as shit today.
Well, I'm sorry for throwing too much of a monkey wrench. in
No,
the
we
plan,
got it,
man.
bro. Don't worry about
How
it. Don't worry about it.
fucking
I've
dare.
adapted, son. I just had to like, my gears had to spin for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I had to just like make somebody talk about something for a while,
Well,
like fill
the
us some
last
dead
time
air
you
while
were-
my gears grind.
Last week, I brought it up, and you're like, oh, so does some bastard come look? I was like, no, motherfucker. No, all right, then. It's the fucking grandson of the
No.
goddamn Iron Lord, bitch.
What you said was, "Yup," which is decidedly the opposite of what you just claimed to have said. All right.
All right.
So that's what I prepared for, but that's okay. That's
Alright,
okay.
but-
That's okay.
Check it out.
What I meant was,
this is
Nope.
back. This is back on real life topic here. I did find a Logitech C270, 720p widescreen.
Bruh, 720p? That is weak.
You got to do 1080, right?
That's rookie
I
numbers.
mean, nobody doesn't.
I mean-
right?
I mean,
I
listen to. I mean, like in all seriousness, 720 is better than 0. So
Exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't think any of us are streaming.
But it says
our cameras above
it
that.
says recording in
Mine's
full.
at 1080. Mine's at 1080 camera.
Yeah, but are you
Yeah.
streaming at that?
I don't think the whole stream is in 10. I think the whole
I
stream
don't-
is in 1080. Yes, but our cameras are like
Google Hangouts
for,
only does 720, I
like,
think.
like a 40th of the screen, maybe. So
Maybe that's what I'll get when I get some money.
You know what, here's
New
RAM.
RAM.
C930 1080p.
I was thinking a new video card.
dude,
but
I'm rocking 48
Hey.
gigs in this machine, and I'm still choppy on fucking with Firefox open. I need
you run
to figure out how to
48
switch
gigs
it.
of RAM.
Yeah.
Oh
I've
yeah,
got-
I
I've
heard
got
you
two
talking
16s and
about
two
that.
8s in this box.
Yeah, I just got 16 gigs in this damn thing. I need to
Oh, I
get
got like
a
8,
RAM.
bro. Oh, going too hard.
Nah.
Lucian, did you put yours on Berwin's? And Berwin's on yours?
Oh, bro, come on! I was moving everybody's around that had the same number. Now they know.
Oh, come on, you can't be playing pranks on people like that.
What you mean? I
We ain't
just-
playing no games.
Y'all was pushing buttons and
somebody
stuff
press
while I was
that
gone
button.
and
Hold on a
shit.
minute. Stop that. All right. All right, look, the Cobalt does not belong on the map. Look, I know everything's broke today, and we're probably all suffering from cabin fever a little bit, all right? But
A little
come
bit.
on, man.
Alright, bro. Alright. Hey, y'all were all playing games before I got here, and
Hey,
everybody wasn't here, so
I'm
I was
having
playing
fun,
games.
dude. Like, I'm having
know?
fun, man. I don't really care. I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
If we kill a whole week, that just gives me more time to prepare for next week. But I'm already adapted to you, Roscoe. I got your number, dude.
Cool.
Oh,
I just didn't want to. I just
I'm
didn't
like
want to
the
be too
Borg.
much. I didn't want to be too much of a
Oh no,
like a wild card.
oh no.
I mean, I kind of do.
I mean, it's not that far off from what you had prepared me for, so it's not
Yeah,
that big of
no,
an adjustment.
no.
Like, it's not that big of a deal. But like, yeah. It just took
I-
a little bit of
I wondered-
rearranging in my brain.
I
You know what
wanted
I'm
to
talking
grasp your attention with that. I want the estate and the inheritance.
Mm.
oh,
Shit.
you grasped some attention, all right.
Yeah, you definitely got it, bro.
It ended with paper tearing.
I've learned this.
Like,
I've learned this from like real life social engineering. If you got to demand something really big if you want to speak to the higher ups.
That's fair.
All right, Karen.
This just in.
Oh,
Roscoe is a Karen.
God damn it.
You opened yourself right up for that one, dude.
yeah.
Hey man, somehow I got to argue my way out of credit card debt. Fuck.
All right, that's
I did not go to that bar that night. No, that was not. My credit card got stolen. You will refund me that money.
Oh, it was returned the next day, by the way. But yeah, it was stolen.
Oh no, I'll go through the inconvenience of having my card canceled for a little while.
Those of you who are soldiering through all this business, look, Green,
All right.
you are the stream boss again after those bits, man.
We're still waiting.
But yeah,
Well,
those of
again.
you who are still suffering through all of this choppy video madness, man, I'm looking at what I'm streaming out. This is terrible. Thanks for sticking with us. If you guys want to put your minis back out on the board where you were, somebody's already done that. We were at Alf. You were making a roll when we were so rudely interrupted. Were you not?
That's
He's
what
not
was
logged
happening.
in yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's not back on the table. I get ahead of myself.
I mean, I was, and then it kicked me. I was wondering why. I was like,
Fuck it then, Lucian. You make a
yeah,
whatever
make me
skill you want to use in conjunction
make me a
with.
charisma roll.
Oh, you want Alf?
you
You
wanna
want
do
somebody to roll it for
charisma?
you?
Yeah, since you're on the table, don't delay for me, bruh. Let Lucian roll for me.
I
believe
wasn't.
it.
I was just gonna do the same thing with a different character, but I don't care who rolls it. Somebody roll the dice and add somebody's skill modifier to it, and give me a number.
I got it.
Somebody
Look, all this
roll
doing
some beautiful bean footage.
a charisma athletics, and he gets a 24, bro.
Cool, 24.
Balls.
All right,
18
so
on the die.
Yeet.
So just like asking questions, among the city guard at the I don't know. Do people go train at the city guard place? I don't even know if that's a thing, but it is today. So you're talking to these people and gathering a little bit of information, and you discover that old Akabel Sim is not an actual member of the Sim family. He is actually the nephew of Cordelia Sim. And his, in some unknown circumstance, some sickness, killed his parents, left him an orphan at a very young age, and also left him very sickly for the remainder of his life. So when he was orphaned, he was taken in by Cordelia Sim, who... did I lose you guys at fucking Hangouts again? Motherfucker.
Like a big long.
Oh
He
shit!
just realized, like, he's been talking up until now, like explaining stuff.
You're all talking over each other. Stop talking over each other.
Oh man,
All right,
Hello?
bro.
are you back now?
Yeah.
I see you on the stream just talking, and I was like, "Damn, dude, he's like giving a hell of a monologue, and no one's here to hear it.
What's the last thing y'all heard me say?
Nothing."
Make a
Like
ro-
this.
Nothing. Yeah. What's the last fucking thing you heard me say?
make a roll.
So I can get back on with this shit and start over. What's the last thing you heard me say? Make a roll. For real.
It was like right after I rolled the 18.
total,
and
your
you
total
were-
was like a 26 or something, right?
Yeah, it was like 24,
Yeah,
ridiculous.
27
Okay.
or something. Yeah.
26.
24, yeah. Something like that. And then we heard you repeat it, and then I didn't hear
So,
anything after
Any
that.
of you who were listening to me on the stream, remind me if I forget to say something that I forget to repeat something that I've already said. Okay, so what you discover regarding old Akabel Sim is that he's not actually a member of the Sim family by birth.
Ooh, he's a bastard.
He is
He's the bastard.
Adopted.
actually, and Roscoe, this is not something that you know.
I know. I'm not there.
All right.
I
Right.
didn't hear any of
All right,
this.
so what happened
What's yours,
with
Roscoe?
Akabel Sim, right, is that Akabel is the nephew of Cordelia Sim. Cordelia Sim is the current lady. She's
charge.
the
Matriarch.
yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. She is the current matriarch of the Sim family. They are very prominent. All of the noble houses in Westgate are trading houses, right? So they all have, like, if you see Sim Spur down there, they have warehouses and stuff. All of the noble houses have warehouses and dockyards of their own and things like that. But Akabel was left an orphan at a very young age by some sickness, who killed both of his parents. He was taken in from somewhere else in Cormier. He was taken in by Cordelia Sim at before he was a teenager, like 8-10 years old, and the sickness that killed both of his parents left him very frail and sickly for the rest of his life. He was the guard sort of like whispers under his breath and tells you that it was Cordelia didn't really keep it much of a secret, that she considered it a burden, taking care of him
Damn,
constantly.
that's cold.
Mm.
I'm guessing
Which-
all the guard are basically just calling him weak and frail, milk toast nobleman and stuff like that, and just shit. I got you.
They only know the story because they've lived in the city for their entire lives for the most part. A lot of it is rumor, a lot of it is hearsay. Who knows what is what? But that is the
Gotcha.
information
That
that
I-
you glean. there.
Thank
Lucian,
you very much.
you doing anything else down there at the harbor?
Besides making a fucking mess.
Nah, dude, I'm cleaning up messes. Fuck you.
Scraping
not
barnacles
really.
and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? He's like learning how to be a better sailor.
All right.
You can learn from his example, off.
I like it. He's like tying knots,
Off doesn't learn from
Yeah.
examples.
pulling on ropes
like-
and stuff like
Knows how to
that.
do like a
right.
slip knot now and a jade knot or whatever in the hell.
I know how to do
Okay,
a slip
so
knot. Use
Berwin,
double base metal.
when you break the surface of the water, it feels oily and greasy. It's sort of like flopping through a layer of bacon grease on top of the water. And underneath it, is water, but there's definitely like scum floating on top. Beneath the water, there are not a whole lot of fish. It's pretty deep. I'm assuming you're just sort of swimming around and exploring what there is to explore, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Seeing what's there.
it's
Two-headed fish.
I have no idea what the depth is required for a ship, so I'm not even going to spit a number out. But it's not incredibly deep. There are catfish and, or I guess saltwater equivalents of catfish, bottom feeder type of fish that live at the bottom. But there are no, very, very, very few top feeder fish or anything other than bottom feeder.
It's like tilapia and stuff.
Yeah. No schools of fish like you would expect to see in the ocean or anything like that. It's really dark. There's not a whole lot of sunlight that really gets through to the bottom. It's dim light at best. And you can also see in several different places around you as you kind of swim around the bay. There are like these big pipes that presumably go into the sewers. Some of them are completely submerged. Some of them are sort of half and half. Some of them are sort of up on an embankment, pouring water out into the harbor. But yeah, there are quite a few drain pipes in this. I'm assuming you're just sort of swimming around in this area. Right? And even in this area, there are probably, 8 to a dozen drain pipes spread around in different places.
Mm-hmm. Well, my intent is just to kind of go as deep as I can, search the seabed, as it were, and I will progress going out further if there's nothing of interest, but I will stay within the harbor.
There's not a whole lot. I mean, that somewhere out in the middle of the harbor, like, in this area, there's a sunken city, right? Makes it sound too mysterious. All right.
Mhm.
It's just some old harbor buildings. It's just some old harbor buildings that the tide came back up and fucking everybody evacuated their shit out back to the old harbor line,
yeah.
I'm guessing. All right, it's nothing like the Bell in the Deep, for example, in the Moon Sea. It's nothing like that. It's basically just trash and snags at the bottom of the water. That's a pretty significant swim out there, but sure, why not? So you swim out there, and there's like as you swim out towards, again, I'm assuming out here, near the, I forget the name of that dock again, the watch dock. You swim out towards the watch dock to the Tide Town. That's what it was called. And again, it's been buried again for something like 20 years, maybe. Second sundering, something like 20 years ago. So it's been buried for about 20 years, so there's very little of it left, but what is left, the foundations and the stone and stuff like that, is starting to grow this sickly looking sort of coral formations on it. There are more fish in this area. The water's a little clearer as you start swimming out of the harbor and back into the Sea of Fallen Stars. The water clears up. But the further you get into the harbor, like where the Star Rider is docked, the dirtier and dirtier the water gets. So it's different here. There are more fish, but there's very little remaining around in those ruins. That old shoe.
All right. Well,
wrapped up with some seaweed all around it. You know what I mean? There's like a hermit crab inside the shoe, and like when you pick it up, the hermit crab's like, fucking, and it makes you think of like that giant hermit crab that almost fucking chopped Roscoe in half, right? That was pretty cool, but this one's like
that one was delicious.
This one's like the size of your foot. Still a pretty big hermit crab, but you know, significantly less impressive when you've eaten a fucking crab leg that's like this big around.
One day we'll list all of the creatures that have almost eaten Roscoe in this game.
Hey man, maybe one day you'll go up against an army of tiny little creatures, and
We've done that.
And then we'll see who has the last laugh.
We've done that. I say. Swarms.
All right. Yeah, he's right. He is right, though. All right. So, let's switch. Lucian, did I already ask you what you were doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of still doing the same thing. I think I was
Scraping
looking forward to-
barnacles. That's right. Okay, what's up?
Yeah, grabbing like scraping barnacles and shit. Lucian's also going to kind of check to see if any of the ships that are coming into town reckon, because they're from here. If any of them are from like the Flan region, just gonna kind of keep an ear out for that as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're looking for trade ships from, I would say back
From
home, but yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also made aware throughout your, day of working at the watchdog. That's where they dock seized pirate vessels and things like that.
Oh.
So, as I described to you as you were sailing in, there are lots of ships in status of disrepair. They auction them off. They, the ones that have a bounty, for the ship itself, they sit at the watchdock and they await, recollection by their owners. The seized ones that don't have a bounty on them, they are repaired and auctioned off. Sometimes auctioned off at, as fixer-uppers, as it were.
Yeah.
The watchdog is. What's that?
When's the next auction date?
I don't know. You want to buy another ship?
I mean, possibly.
Let's say there's an auction. There's an auction every month. Let's say 2 weeks. I don't know. Presumably, or subject to retcon once we talk about it. But okay. But yeah, they're about once a month. May or may not be coming up. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so that's also where they do customs. Travel in and out. Pretty much any ship that comes in or out of the harbor stops at the watchdock at some point. To pay dock fees or taxes, or it's really the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Roscoe.
Roscoe's going to jail, isn't he?
You picked up on that, did you? So have you finished telling her your story?
Yeah,
I
sure.
believe that you have,
well,
but we've had so much happen in between that if you,
story, yes.
Say that one more time.
Enough of the story to proceed. Yes.
Okay. So she, that's right. Where we left off with you, you got to remind me. So much shit has happened. Where we left off with you, the two dwarves had just returned the document to her after inspecting it, right?
Yeah.
And you know that they rolled a 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they hand it back to her, and they whisper back and forth for an excruciating moment. And she nods to them, and they leave the room through a separate door on the opposite side. And she places down the paperwork. And she says, Emilmar, huh?
Yes, madam.
How is the Iron Lord these days? I haven't been in his company in years.
I would imagine you hadn't been in his company in years. He is dead.
The Iron Lord is dead. Which one? God damn it, son of a bitch.
me see what he's saying.
All right, bro, y'all
There
quit
he is.
kicking me
He
out the
got back right
hangout.
quick.
Y'all stop it.
Um,
Right by the. Hey, look, when it kicks me out, bro, it says someone has removed you from the hangout. All right, I know.
I
And
didn't.
ain't it?
Wasn't me.
Anyway,
I don't think I can.
so she says the Iron Lord. The Iron Lord is dead. She says, which one? I just heard myself come back through.
okay, sorry. I'm done. Done laughing.
She looks at you. She stares at you, with her eyebrows up. She says, which Iron Lord would that be?
Oh shit!
So,
The
when one dies, another is chosen.
yes, his grandfather, the Iron Lord.
The Iron Lord's grandfather died.
Oh, no. Oki Bob's, my Lord Oki Bob's grandfather, the Iron Lord, has died. Dude, I can't make up names. Come on, you gotta give me some. You gotta
Just
talk
give
me.
him a good
Give me a
easy name,
fucking
like-
roll to find
Just-
out a name,
just-
motherfucker.
Like Chuck.
Just lie. Just make up a
I will
name.
lie. I will lie if you give me a roll.
Man,
for
I
it.
am lost in the story that you're trying to tell her. Like, I'm really trying my best to roll along with it, man, but I am lost in the story that you're trying to tell her. Because
So,
I thought
okay.
at first you were trying to tell me that. Okay, so you're saying that Oki Bob's grandfather is the
Iron Lord.
is one of the past, I'm assuming, Iron Lords
The recently
Of-
passed Iron Lord.
of the Rashomon region, right? You
Yes.
do know that Oki Bob is a Sim family member, right? You do know that he lives here, that he lived until he died here.
Bill.
Akko Bill and
Akko
Oki
Bill.
Bob are two different people.
Okay, so how is Akko Bill and Oki Bob, how are they related? I'm not following your story at all, and I need you to explain to me again. I'm sorry.
I told you he went on a when he was in battle, when he was in the war.
Akko Bill bedded the
Hey.
princess of
Yeah,
ill whatever, and it
the
had
fifth
Oki Bob.
princess of
And so
Ilm.
Akko Bill's father
Ilmar.
was the Iron Lord and passed away, and so he came here looking for Akko Bill, or Oki Bob sent him.
Okay, she puts a
To find
stop.
out what-
She puts a stop to all of this, all of your floundering. Okay,
Okay.
and she says to you, she
Now
says,
you gonna let me roll?
no, and you'll know why here momentarily.
Okay.
And she says, well, I don't know where you have acquired this paperwork, but my advisors assure me that the seal is true. However, what you don't seem to know about Akobel is that he was an invalid through his entire life, and I can assure you that he never visited. Where was it again? Do you even remember that? She's just being rude to you at this point.
Imilmar.
Imilmar, yes. I can assure you that he has never been to Imilmar. And she stands at the table. And
This is most strange, madam.
all of her...
Because I assure you that somebody claiming to have been Akkobil, did come to Imilmar and bed the fifth princess of the Iron Lord. And this paperwork is correct. And I demand to see this Akkobil as you claim him to see what the problem is. Because if I am being misled as well, then hell will come down.
She and as you're saying this, I was trying to tell you a moment ago, as you're saying this, her guards that are lining the chamber close in very, very tightly around you. And she says, you demand, do you? And she says, I don't know who sent you. I'm losing my train of thought here. She says, I don't know who sent you, but I can guarantee you that Akobel has stayed in this very compound for the entirety of his life since he was the age of 8 years old. He says, you come for the message. You come making
Madam?
demands.
I will believe what you say. But what I say is true as well.
She says, your belief is not a requirement. And the guards on either side of you seize you by both your arms and legs, and they pick you up
I'm going
off
to
the ground.
dodge.
Give me
I'm gonna
Shit.
give me a
Acrobatics.
I mean, you're okay. So check out the situation that
Dexterity?
you're in right now. You've got a half a dozen guards around you, all trying to apprehend you, as it were. So I'm not gonna roll for them. I'm just gonna give you a difficulty, and I'm gonna make you roll however you want to try to escape. Acrobatics, athletics, however you want to do it. Versus a set DC that is actually in this notebook. Because now we're going back according to plan. So choose how you want to do it. Describe it to us and make the roll.
Me when I say maybe both of us been misled. Can I see the body? But no. All right.
She's still talking like in this
How
moment. But we
rude,
just have to
madam.
like pause to do mechanics. Like she's still in the middle of
And
her, like,
I'm still
monologue.
talking as I do this
All right.
because I'm fucking slick like Rick.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 17 plus 8 is what?
At disadvantage?
25.
Oh, at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Okay.
This is
you
that the
bastard.
disadvantage is to make up for me not rolling their like grapple check like 8 times.
All right.
You know what I mean?
11.
11.
You fucking bastard.
11
Hold
total.
on. I got some.
Brad, don't do that.
I'm not going to burn this.
All right. I mean, it's a decent DC. Again, you're like surrounded by guards right now. They
Yeah.
pick you up under your, you're like this with your little like legs, all your little feet off the ground, right? And
Madam, this is absurd.
and she grins and she draws a dagger from her belt, and she says, "You come bearing a message." She says, "I'll send you back with a message as well." Anybody else want to do anything?
I mean,
They're not even around.
there's nobody there.
I'm not talking about with Roscoe. I'm trying to extend
Oh.
suspense and give the rest of you an opportunity to do something. Berwin, you're still swimming around.
I was
down
so
yeah.
fucking caught up in what was happening.
I'm going the whole length of the harbor.
there? All right. So when you get out to this way, when you get out over here, you notice
Roscoe
that
doesn't back down when he's caught in a lie.
there, obviously. Okay,
Something
so
that Roscoe and Hoth have in common, I guess.
as you get to
Yeah.
this portion of the harbor, you notice that there's the current from the river. What's it called? It's not on this map. I didn't put the river name really. Anyway, the current from the river sort of pushes some of the trash out into the Sea of Fallen Stars, and it sort of as the waters mix together, it kind of clears up significantly, and there are clams and various types of seaweed and a little bit more what you would expect on a reasonably shallow ocean floor. It's not, by no means is it like diverse flora and fauna, but there are some animals and some fish down there like you would expect at this point.
I'm gonna scoop up a few clams, have a nice little meal
All right.
after this, and afterwards I will continue towards these docks here, and I will exit the water at that point.
Climb back up on one of those old soggy and moldy ladders hanging down. When you climb up, they're rickety. Like, it looks like they don't fix them until they completely break, right? Because again, nobody goes down; they only come back up. So they're like these old little rickety ladders. But you pull yourself back up, and you're in the shoe quarter. You're actually over near the Temple of Umberlee, which I believe is number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Whitecap Hall, number 8. As well as the House of Winds, which is a temple to Talos. The East Gate, leaving town. Again, the shoe quarter is what's it? Caratur, right? Is that the?
But
Yeah,
Say it again.
yeah. Car tour.
Caratur. Yeah, you always correct me on that. So yeah, it's the Caratur inspired architecture over on this side. It's also, oddly enough, the shoe quarter and the shore are both sort of the slum areas of town.
Man, I should have rolled a deception roll when you asked me what fucking the Iron Lord's name was. That's some bullshit. I should have been able to come up with a name. And
You told me on Discord that you did research for this, and
I did research, but it doesn't have the current name of this time. I don't even know what fucking time this is.
But
I don't even know what year this is and shit.
But when
man.
14.
when you told me
All
that
right.
you did research,
I
that's
did.
all right.
You
When
remember? I
all
went
right,
to school.
well, I'll tell you
You
that.
know how I do.
Berwin, what are you doing over there?
a little bit of research.
I'm prestidigitation myself clean.
All right.
Probably
All right.
at the odd looks from the nearby citizens. A man just coming out of the harbor from a swim.
Yep, you're not incredibly dirty coming up on this side. Oddly enough, the slums of the shoe quarter are in the clean water coming out of the river, so the water is significantly clearer on this side. But yeah, where are you headed now?
I don't know. Guess maybe I'll just go to Temple of Umberly.
Okay.
Chit chat, you know.
Okay. So the Whitecap Hall, as it's called, is actually a very famous temple to Umberly in Westgate. Like, it's kind of world famous, and it's like this. It's very similar to the lighthouse. It's like the sheer stone tower that's got like these arches up at the top, and you can you go inside, or I'm sorry, you don't go inside. The stairs go around the outside, and up at the top there's like this this well that goes all the way down into the ocean that the water rises up through. So it's sort of like a giant well. God fucking damn it, we lost the hangouts again.
I just realized that, like,
I appreciate the grimy, disgusting coloring of the interior harbor.
I was just about to say that too. That, like, I just
like it.
noticed that this area is like all nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
hope
This is the clean water.
our DM does realize that if
He's
Roscoe goes to prison, I have a demolitionist character I wanted to.
Listen, if
Demolition
Roscoe goes to prison, I'm
that's
gonna laugh.
Going to prison's
Oh, I
not
gotta-
the end of the story, man.
No, it's not the story. I just have a gnome demolitionist character as a backup.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, think of all the inns we've blown up. What's a prison, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just an inn without as
So-
many, cushions.
Whitecap Hall
All right.
is essentially a very tall well. Okay. It's got stairs that go around the outside. It's like made of this kind of like beige, like porous stone. It's got like all this mold growing on it from the sea spray and whatnot. And it's got a staircase that goes around the outside up to the top, and the worship area is up at the top. And there's like it's essentially just a walkway around like a vertical shaft that's filled with water, right? The ocean water rises up through it pretty much to the surface. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's Whitecap Hall. Anybody else want to do anything before I kill some suspense and go back to Roscoe?
Off is going to go ahead and he's going to best his sparring partner with a dramatic flourish after getting enough gossip to know, sort of the gist of the goings on with Echo Billy, Billy for short, and after tripping his opponent and pinning him down with, let's say, the edge of his shield, he is going to approach the captain of the guard and offer temporary services should he ever be in town.
Should whoever be in town?
Should I ever be in town?
Should you ever be in town?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're signing up as a mercenary.
Yeah,
For
like
Roscoe.
as a mercenary and having been in the yard and kind
Right.
of made myself known.
So he
I'm just
pulls out
spreading
like
my
this.
name.
He pulls out like this big old thick book, and he fucking opens it, and then like fucking flips through it, and then flips through it again, and then flips through it again, and then flips through it again, and then he's like on an empty page. So he flips back a couple times, and then forward again, and then back one more time, and then he spins it around and gives you Quill, and he says, "All right, sign here."
And I do.
All right.
Many thanks, Captain.
You are now.
Look forward.
You are now a consigned mercenary for the city of Westgate.
Yes.
Awesome.
Spread the name of Oth Ardu.
Okay, so back to Roscoe. The guards are, one of them has you by each arm and each leg, and they swipe everything off the table, and they force you down onto the table as she brandishes the dagger, making a threat about sending a message in return. Did I lose
You
you
need
guys?
not send a message in return. If I don't return, then so be it. Another messenger will be sent with more guards, more assassins.
She says, if you don't return, it wouldn't be much of a message now, would it, little man?
I wasn't here to
And the
deliver a message.
The guards
I was here
force one of your arms
find
out
out.
across the table and spread your fingers out.
I was sent here to find out what happened to a man who is apparently not the man we thought he was. I assure you, the Akko build that we knew was not an invalid. If you say this man, this real Akko build is an invalid, then I have been misled. And so have you. Because we have sent many emissaries trying to establish a trade route between our two kingdoms. Because of this.
There goes the hangout again. God damn it.
Yeah, please.
he's back.
Open mic night again. Fuck.
Last thing I heard was trade route.
Yeah.
I know that takes all the wind out of your sails.
No. So we've sent many emissaries because of the Akko build that we knew claimed to have been a member of this family. If I have been lied to, I wish to see this Akko build, this real Akko build that you speak of. I have shown you the paperwork that I have brought. Please.
She says that is a
Do me
likely
the
story.
respect of showing
Roll,
a professional courtesy.
Make a roll. Make a, this one's at disadvantage too. This one's at disadvantage too, because she's about to cut your fucking finger off. Like, she's
All right.
serious.
Well,
Whatever you want to roll to convince her.
I would like to assist from across the city by sending my thoughts and prayers.
yeah, thoughts and prayers don't do shit. I'm sorry. I'm screwing myself by saying that, I know, but it's true.
No, you're fine. What's the worst going to happen?
Okay,
A thief missing one
disadvantage.
finger? It's fine. Don't worry, Roscoe will sew it
14.
back on.
persuasion at disadvantage, 14.
14. She
And
says,
I got some crystals. Hold on. Fuck. Yeah, I need luck. I'm gonna throw in all 4 and get a 20.
Roscoe is very intent on not losing his finger.
Yes, I am.
all right.
I need my fingers.
All right, that's a 20.
They are sticky.
That's a 20 at disadvantage on your
Yes.
persuasion roll, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she backs off with the dagger a bit. And she says, I know who you are. She says it would be just like the Night Masks to send an assassin after one of our family members and then show up on the doorstep 2 days after his death, claiming to be from halfway across the continent to claim his inheritance for an adopted child. He says that is. She says that is just like the idiocy that I would expect from your organization. She fucking stabs the dagger into the table, and she says,
I do not know who these night men mask, whatever you call them, are.
and
Never heard of
as you're speaking, she motions to one of the guards with the flick of her hand, and he fucking punches you across the face, and you lose consciousness.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
I can't lie when I'm unconscious, asshole.
No, you have not reached that level yet. You cannot lie.
No.
Okay, so
If there was ever, sorry,
no, go ahead.
I tried.
if there was ever a more true Roscoe quote, it was that
Yeah.
one. I can't lie
Yeah.
if I'm unconscious. God damn it!
Oh.
She says, like as you're being punched in the face and losing consciousness, the last thing that you hear from her, is her voice sort of echoing off in the distance, is, take that message back to your rat friends in the sewers. During your unconscious state, you experience this a vision, not unlike what you experienced upon returning to the prime material plane from the Shadowfell. And because I'm about to describe something to you, I know I'm going to lose this hangout connection. But essentially, what you see is 3 glowing red eyes stacked vertically on top of one another. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. 3 glowing red eyes, like in the darkness. You feel like you're submerged in water. There are 3, again, glowing red eyes stacked vertically, very close to your face, and you feel like the presence of like writhing around you, like tendrils or tentacles or maybe other creatures.
Oh God, I'm in a anime.
And that goes on for an indeterminate period of time, until you wake up late in the evening, face down in the Lord's water over here.
Oh Jesus!
Lord's
I'm
water?
gonna scramble out of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scramble out of it just on the shore there, at least.
Okay. Yeah, you got like a bloody nose, and like your cheeks all cracked up, and you got a black eye and stuff. But you're all right, and you got all your digits.
Well, fuck. That
Tried.
could have gone better.
I tried really fucking hard. I have a whole
Okay.
page in my notebook that says "Cut Roscoe's finger off." That's all it says. Cut Roscoe's finger off. It's like, no, look, I was writing these notes, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, that's
Hey,
cool.
hey,
and then it's
hey.
like, and then it's on the back of the page, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And then the idea came to me. I was like, no, it's got to be a full page. Cut Roscoe's finger off. And then on the back of that page, the notes continue. So yeah, that was a big deal.
What you're saying is, we both had some victories there, and we both had some failures.
Yeah,
I got away with my fingers. and you had to throw away half your fucking shit.
Nah. Less than half. It just took a little bit of adapting. I'll fill you in a little bit more when we're done streaming. But yeah, just a little bit of adapting. That went mostly according to plan.
Mostly.
Okay. So, I mean, you know, obviously it's all up to the dice, but we didn't have to adapt that much. Okay, so you wake up face down in the Lord's water, you know, bleeding from the face, swollen eye, you know, kind of beat up. It looks like they probably beat your unconscious body a little bit before dropping you off here.
Fucking disrespect.
But you flound, you know, like scramble your way to the edge of the finely ceramic tiled pool once you realize where you are. It's late in the evening. There are people there that are, you know, mildly surprised, sort of looking at you with, you know, mild disinterest. It kind of gives you the idea that people might get dumped here, like, you know, with some fair regularity. People don't seem particularly surprised, but they are definitely checking you out.
Say, buddy, spare some change for a drink.
God damn it.
He tosses you 2 silver. Yeah,
Thank you, much obliged.
and then continues along his way. So where are the rest of you at the end of the day? You still have not heard from Roscoe. God damn it, there goes the Hangouts again, but at least we didn't go on like a 30-minute spiel about, I don't know, something.
I still know we're going this time because.
All right, you guys.
Because ain't nobody answering.
Well, all right, let me ask. So where are the rest of you?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What are the rest of you doing for the rest of the day? You don't hear from Roscoe for the remainder of the day. But what we're actually going to do, you guys, I know we're an hour and a half early, but we're going to wrap this up and go ahead and call it a day because this is just today's just not working.
Dropping off. Yeah.
All right.
No.
It's very chaotic, and I have enjoyed the chaos that is Roscoe's attempt at getting information. Just so we're clear, that was fucking fantastic.
I also
I really
enjoyed
wanted
his,
that finger, dude. I really wanted that fucking finger.
That was an
Go in next
elaborate
week.
way to find out.
Listen,
I don't even know. I don't
don't
know.
know- I don't know what- I don't know what your list of targets is. You started with the boat.
Oh.
Now you've moved on to the finger. Can you? I'm glad I don't have a tail because I'd be concerned.
You have
Bruh,
wings.
I wish I had a tail.
You have
I'm
scales.
a little bit regretting not taking the feet that gave me wings that just pop out of my back randomly because I'm pretty sure he'd be like, you know what? I'm taking them bitches. Like,
I don't have as much of a narrative problem with that as a lot of people seem to have. Like, there's no reason you couldn't say they've just been like small and vestigial inside of your armor,
mean,
and now you know they've grown and whatever.
that was
Anyway, well,
I'm fine with that.
if you
but
want the
however,
feet, feel free to take it at some point. But anyway, so
yeah.
everybody else, you spend the entire day. Berwin, you're diving in the harbor. Right, you go down to the Temple of Umberlee. Anything else in particular that you wanted to do before we fast forward?
No, just give a little donation. With the acolytes.
yes.
Yeah, you know,
Is that
tell
another-
stories,
Thank you, Green.
read
Thank you so much, man.
fortunes.
I'm
you know?
glad you enjoyed it regardless. Yeah, okay, so when you give a donation in the Whitecap Hall, the customary thing to do is just toss it down this, you
Yeah,
know, just like
I
you
did that
made
last
Steve
time I was
well.
here.
Oh, well, shit, I already described the place to you, really?
Yeah, man, come on.
There's a well. There's like a big ass well
Yeah, like 100 feet tall. Okay, so...
with sheer.
Yeah, something was sheer about it. I remember that.
All we got was sheer, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
nothing.
And then
It's just like a straight wall that's got like a staircase around it. Anyway, Lucian, Alth, did you guys want to do anything else in particular before we fast forward through the day?
No, beyond. I was just spending the day training.
Okay.
Maybe challenge one or two of the other guard who are not on duty to a drinking game,
All right,
which I will obviously already win.
Here's what I'll do. I'll reward you for that, all of that stuff with some inspiration.
Yeet.
Lucian as well. In fact, I'm just going to give you guys all inspiration for today's game. And we're going to go ahead and call it a day with... Fuck it, I'll give Corwin one. We're just going to go ahead and call it a day. You guys are at the... Oh, no! One thing I forgot. Lucian, as you're making your way back to... Jolly Warrior, right? As you're making your way back to the Jolly Warrior, who the fuck comes trotting up the street like he owns the fucking place but Mentas, and he's doing like that fucking elbow walk, you know what I'm saying?
Get it, Mint, get it!
He just fucking owns everything around him, right? And he walks up to you and he says, Lucian, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Mint, what's going on, buddy?
He says, you gonna be in town for a while?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, he says, I gotta leave for a while, but he says, here's the key to my house, and you and your friends are welcome to stay there as long as you're in town. When you leave, just you'll find a rock in the garden. It's not a real rock. Pick it up. There's an empty space inside. Just put the key in there when you leave. And he
want me to?
What?
You want me to get you a real rock? Is that what you want?
Sure.
I can do that
and
for
he
you.
spins around 180 degrees and fucking just trucks it off, power walking down the street. And give me a perception check.
Scourge.
Do it.
Come on, lucky die. This die's going away. It's 12.
12.
Wait,
All right.
what the hell?
So you see him as he walks off. He sort of like takes a hard 90-degree turn around a corner, and you switched him up again. So anyway, look, listen. He takes a sharp 90-degree turn around a corner into an alleyway, and you're like, man, where's Mentassin going in that alleyway in such a hurry? And you sort of like walk forward and like peek around the side just in time to see him like stick out a finger and like draw a line in like the air, and like reality opens up and he like steps through and it closes behind him.
Fuck.
Is it similar to the way that the devil did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mentassin's a devil.
Lucian's gonna walk up and try and do the same thing.
Nothing happens.
A couple times.
Nope. Even after the third try,
Third time was the charm, bruh.
you just can't find it. You can't find the seam in reality. That's a problem. You gotta look closer.
That's what it is.
I'll get it one of these days.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, you got a key to Mentassin's house.
Hell yeah.
Last time you were there, it was fucking like full of all sorts of like curios and like one of those like goth antique shops you see on fucking History Channel nowadays. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Green said maybe try a different finger.
Best I can do is $25.
But so you make your way to the Jolly Warrior, and your other two friends are there, and but no Roscoe.
Hey guys, this is kind of weird, but Mitt needs a rock for his house.
What?
Yeah, it's just one of those things we got to do.
Can you explain exactly what he means by needs a rock for his house?
Well, he gave me this key for his house, so we could stay there, but he needs a rock to hide it in. That's not a real rock. But I told him I'd get him a real rock.
No, it's starting to all come together now, Lucian. You know what? We'll go stay at his house, make sure everything is fine, and while we're there, we'll find him a nice rock to put in his garden.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, no.
Take my idea.
Because I just wanted to reassure you that you were right.
Oh, okay. As long as we all know that, that's the important part.
All right.
Also,
So as you guys are talking about this for a while and sort of like in the back pocket, kind of wondering where Roscoe is. Roscoe, are you going anywhere before you? Oh, by the way, you have one level of exhaustion. was gonna.
I
Give you,
thought you.
Okay. Oh,
I was
By
gonna-
the way, you have one less finger.
I was gonna
By
give
the
you
way,
2 if you
have
lost
one
a
hit
finger,
point
but
because you
yeah,
got the
you
shit
know,
beat out of
a
you.
level of exhaustion there. But are you going anywhere before you crawl or slowly make your way back to the inn?
I'll go to the General Moon Inn and get some grub and a drink
Wait,
with
The Gentle Moon Inn. When
the
you
Gentleman Inn is
when
is-
you arrive there, you see that on the outside it is completely deserted. Looks like it has been for a long time.
Did you forget that that's where the ghost was, and that there's
He got a concussion, man. Give him some slack. Yeah, we lost motherfucker. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Sure, there's some wine still there.
Listen,
we
listen, I
checked
got
already. There was
kicked out,
none.
but
Oh, we didn't take it all. We took it all.
Roscoe
it's
had a
all
concussion. You guys give him a break.
I'm gonna go. Let's
no
see.
breaks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the marketplace and see if I can find something to eat.
Okay, Roscoe stumbles into the market, bruised and battered, and you find that, as I had mentioned before, the market sets up. All of the people who have tents in the market set up early in the morning, and they break down pretty much when the sun goes down. So the market is pretty much cleared out, but luckily enough, you do find a vegetable vendor, and all he's got is broccoli left.
Oh.
You keep calling him Mr. Okra, and he says, "No, my name's Mr. Broccoli."
No, this guy doesn't have a cool veggie name. No.
Damn it!
His name's just Steve.
Bob.
Steve, the vegetable vendor. He says, "I got this broccoli left," and it's kind of like limp. He holds it up, and it's kind of like,
Oh God damn it!
Sorry, mate. Come by in the morning.
Yeah, sure thing.
And he dumps all the leftover broccoli into a barrel and packs up the last of his stuff and leaves.
All right, so I'm gonna stumble my way to the Bent Mermaid, I guess.
So it's just wandering around town, all beat the fuck up. Okay, so you get to the Bent Mermaid, and there's
Can I call a rickshaw or something?
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
sure, why not? You're getting a rickshaw to the Bent Mermaid.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you get in there, and there's a bunch of rough-looking sailors and dock workers.
None of your
and
party.
no one that you see that's familiar. Your head is fucking pounding, and the whole world is spinning around you.
I'm just gonna
That
get
level
a
of
drink
exhaustion is a bitch.
and get
Okay.
a room.
Okay.
Has anyone seen Lucian? Or not Lucian? I'm sorry, Roscoe. And where in the hell could he be?
Yeah. So the rest of you. Okay. So Roscoe gets a room at the Bent Mermaid, and the rest of you are left at the. This is great.
The velvet.
The rest of you are left at the Jolly Warrior, with the key to Mintassen's house, and no Roscoe. What the fuck? Maybe he did get thrown in the dungeon.
Maybe he went back to the ship.
It's unlikely. He
mean,
doesn't
where
like
else could he
sleeping on
go?
the ship when we're docked in town. He can't pilfer from anyone while he's on the ship.
That's very true. What do you think? He's in jail?
That's a high possibility. He did.
That is-
His whole plan was to go swindle an entire noble house of one person's entire inheritance. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think they'd be too
hold
kindly
on.
to them.
He's
No, you're not here.
confident.
You're not here. You shut
no.
up.
Wait your
Navigator
turn.
here.
Wait your turn.
My
You
goal was
shut up.
not to swindle a noble house. I did succeed in swindling a noble house in the heist. No,
He's
No,
right.
you succeeded already.
this was going with information.
Oh, I see. Well, whatever. Whatever.
But,
Whatever
okay,
scheme
back to
Roscoe.
you guys.
Whatever
Right.
scheme Roscoe is involved with, he probably got caught up in some kind of trouble, and frankly, Berwin, you may have to go take another swim in the harbor to find his corpse.
I don't know, Oth. He seems pretty confident. I mean,
I mean, yeah, he is, but, like, think about it. The number of times that Roscoe's gone off on his own and done a thing, and then we've had to come in and make some sort of grand escape or plan.
Not that many.
The last
Get out here, shut
person that I remember doing something grand that we had to clean up, I believe, was you. When you
What are you
smashed that.
No!
That was the last big thing.
Listen, that gnome had it coming. Okay? He had it coming. I already know what you're going to say. First of all. Second of all, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that the people sent in to gather information took gold and walked out and left hundreds of gold worth of material in there and got no information. Okay? Gods.
All right, Roscoe. So you pay a couple of silver, the 2 silver that you got from that dude.
Fuck yeah!
Can
Yeah, it pays for your whole like. Hold on a second. This pays for like your whole everything at the Pimp Mermaid. Like it's cheap, son. It's nasty too, but you're so beat up. Yeah, you got no taste left in your mouth. Doesn't even fucking matter.
You know, solid food.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, remember how we made you roll a d4 to see how many teeth Roscoe had?
Oh shit!
Anyway,
Dude, I forgot all about
That was a coin.
So, yeah, but anyway, I mean, it's like grog, you know, it's like fucking bottom of the barrel, like just mixed up dregs from all different kinds of stuff, but it's wet and it doesn't taste like blood, so, you know, it's decent. And you kind of like nurse your wounds. There you go. You kind of nurse your wounds and pass out face down in the sort of it's not even really rooms there. It's just like an open sort of hostel area, right?
It's a blanket on some straw.
Yeah, pretty much. And you're so beat up with that level of exhaustion that you just completely fall asleep, completely oblivious to like the fleas and the lice and everything that's in that public bedding. So the rest of you are still arguing in the
Jolly
Warrior. Yeah, you guys are still arguing down there. And Roscoe still hasn't shown up. It's like fucking midnight.
Let's
Yeah, something definitely. As much as
something's wrong.
I like pointing fingers when they're not at me. Oh, by the way, I almost opened a rift between worlds a little while ago.
Somehow, I am entirely... Look, listen.
Just like this.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
And it doesn't work.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just flabbergasted at how. Exactly.
Well, I saw Mint do it, and then so I went to do it, but I don't know. Maybe I need the different finger.
So next time you should use a different finger. Yes, indeed. Possibly not even your own.
Try 2.
Ooh, he like grabs Alt's hand.
Not mine.
Oh.
These claws don't open rifts in worlds. Listen.
I don't know. Okay.
I lost the fucking hangouts again, son of a bitch. This is getting to be ridiculous today.
Well, he'll find us. Surely. Well, you know what? We can leave a message with the innkeeper that if a disheveled, shady-looking, character comes in.
That describes half the town.
If a shady, disheveled halfling comes in looking dejected and alone, he can find us at Mint's.
Impossible.
I don't even remember where y'all were staying.
Yeah, Roscoe's got a concussion.
Of course you don't. You haven't
He's just
got
roaming around like Uncle Albert,
Yeah.
just like fucking, shit just don't make no sense.
I just stumbled along until
I'm going to be completely honest. I was going to go somewhere with that, and I completely fucking lost track of what I was going to do.
I'm sorry, dude.
God damn it. It's not even your fault. Like, I've lost it.
That's okay.
Y'all were going to go to Mint.
Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, no, that's, but I had more than just, let's go to Mint's. Like, I had more, and it's gone.
Okay, so you guys,
God damn it.
you leave a
Now
message
we're just going to Mitts.
with the innkeeper. Like
Yeah.
you said.
Take me to Mint's.
Make your way down to Mintassen's place, which again was like some sort of museum last time
Isn't
we were
that a
here.
place in like Russia? Yes.
But when you
No,
unlock the
no, there's the
door,
mint.
when you unlock the
No.
door with the key from,
MINSC, I think.
can you guys
No.
hear me?
Yamashina.
MINZ Germany, maybe.
Yamashina.
I don't know.
Can
Something
you guys
like
hear me?
that.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Listen, dearest DM, I
Yeah.
know this has nothing to do with the story, and it has zero forward up for the plot. But I'm really looking forward to the whole semi-conscious, what the fuck happened to me, Roscoe, looking for the rest of the party for a day, while we just wander around going, where the fuck is Roscoe? And we go to break him out of prison, and he's not there.
Okay, so you guys can hear me, right?
Roscoe's dude, where's my donkey story?
That is
Mic
the kind
check.
of
Can
dumb
anybody hear
shit
me?
that the Marauders is
Am I
known
muted
for.
in the fucking?
Y'all
It's
are
like
gonna
voice
go
chat?
start a
Just-
war and destroy the prison.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
gonna be
just
like,
shy of fucking blowing up a tavern. It's that
Am
kind
I
of
muted
chaos.
still in the voice chat?
Now you are.
Now
Maybe.
you guys
I don't know.
can
We
hear
hear
me.
you now.
Okay, I've been
Yes.
trying to get your attention for forever, but
It's fine.
shit
we
is
just
fucked
kept right
up
on
today,
fucking
guys.
rolling.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys make your way down to Mintassen's house. When you get there, it looks the same on the outside as it did before, sort of, kind of disheveled, not super well taken care of, but not abandoned either. Just sort of nondescript. For as out there of a personality as he is, he keeps a low profile in his home. So when Lucian unlocks the door with his key and you open it, however, the inside of the house is completely empty. And did I lose the Hangouts again?
We hear you.
You're still
Okay,
here.
cool. So the inside of his house is completely empty. It doesn't look like it's been abandoned or destroyed.
Still
It just
clean.
yeah, it's still clean. It's kind of like a rental house when you just show
Okay.
up and there's no furniture in it, right? It's it's clean. Looks like somebody's been there, obviously, but there's just nothing.
Lucian, did he give you? There's nothing here.
Lucian's gonna go and touch where stuff was and make sure it's not there. I don't
Wait.
know. This is
Why
I
are
tried to
Why are
clean
you
everything
rubbing
again.
the floor?
Well, there was stuff here. You were here, weren't you?
Yes, I believe, but this looks nothing like the house we were in. What? Are you sure?
The floor plan seems the same. Everything seems
Yeah.
the same. It just looks
This
like
is
he moved the
definitely
fuck out in the span of a day.
basic Frank Lloyd Wright layout.
Maybe he takes all of his stuff with him when he goes places.
Lucian, listen. I know you're new here, but that's not a thing people do.
Well, but is he a people?
That's a valid question. Is he people or not?
He could, I mean,
He is whatever he described himself as a form of undead. So
I mean, I kind of watched him rip a hole in reality.
I mean, there is
So-
that.
I mean, surely moving his furniture.
That would make moving easier. I don't know.
All right. Well, your voices echo off the walls in the house, and it is after midnight, and you've all been doing things all day long, waiting around for Roscoe. Looks like it's time to break out the bedrolls, and it's a two-story house.
Plenty of
Sure.
rooms.
Oh,
There's
there's-
plenty of room. There's enough for you all to have your own room. Although, I mean, what good it does to have a completely empty room to yourself is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But his house is completely empty, and you've pretty much got the run of it. However, Roscoe has not reappeared. We all know that Roscoe is sleeping it off down at the Bent Mermaid, and with any luck, he will wake up in the morning from his concussion and remember where he is and where everyone else should be. And we'll pick it up there from next week. But just to summarize, because I know today was difficult with all of the
Tech issues.
disconnecting and whatnot. But Roscoe, the major takeaway, you went there to get information, right?
Yeah.
The major takeaway that you should have taken from what she told you is that she suspects, quote, you and your rat friends in the
Yeah,
sewers.
I got that.
to be guilty of his assassination. So
I did pick that up.
okay.
I did pick
Just
that up.
making sure, like I said, dude, today
And
has been
she
ridiculous. Today's
suspects
bad.
me of working for the Black Mask. Is
The Night Mask.
Yes.
Night
on
Masks.
Night Mask.
Night masks.
Yeah. I apologize. My brain is always
Bro,
a little,
Don't, you know who needs to apologize? The fucking internet.
yeah.
Today has been a series of chaotic events,
Yeah.
and it has been actually entertaining as shit.
I've had a good time as well. I don't, like, we need to
Yeah, no, that's fine.
need to go
I'm okay
decompress
with
for a while.
Next time I get
Need to recover from all that bullshit that Roscoe was slinging.
Oh yeah.
next time I do something that much charlatan based, I need to
Do a little bit
talk
more
with
research.
Ian before.
What I was saying earlier, as far as like the research that we did, it wasn't really about the name of the Iron Lord. That really was never about that to begin with. What that was about was when you said that you went and did research. I was like, oh fuck, I better go in and read it too. So I did like fucking 10 minutes of reading the wiki. The Iron Lord is like this replacement.
Yeah.
Like the witches actually run things, and the Iron Lord is like replaced whenever the fuck they feel like it, and all that kind of stuff. But really, it was okay. So what I had planned before, and we're still streaming. I'm like Green's here, so we'll tell him too. But I had planned before was, you were talking about you were here on behalf of the Akobars, or Akobills. I don't even know anymore what the fuck is that.
I said I was on the court of
Bastard son.
the Iron Lord,
Right, right.
representing Lord Okibob.
Right. What I'm getting at is last week you told me that you were going to claim that he was the bastard child of Akobar, right?
Yeah.
So I had planned that. Either way, the idea was that this was going to be like a moment where Roscoe got caught, and it was going to be up to like your skill checks to get you out of it, which you did. But what I had prepared was that because Akobar was sick. He was sterile.
Yeah.
And the family knew that, but no one else knew that. So like that's obvious, like caught in a lie kind of thing. So when it changed to being, you're here on. I got really confused, so forgive me. But whenever it became, you're here on behalf of like his wife or something like that, then the sickness that he had, instead of making him sterile, like. He never goes anywhere. So like the sickness changes a little bit, but the end result ended up the same. Does that make sense? So like, it didn't have anything to do. I didn't mean for you to feel as though I was like picking at you for not having done enough research. That's totally not what I intended at all.
No,
I
was joking about that because I couldn't come up with a name.
All right, I just want to make sure.
I'm bad at coming up with names on the fly.
Yeah,
but no, that's cool. Like I was trying to just double and triple down and on the line, like no, but I was like going with it. I was like, okay. So the guy you described, okay, I'll take that as that's Akobil. But two things could be true. I was told that this guy is Akobil, and we gotta figure this shit out, man. We can't just. And then you're like, just grab me and about to chop my finger off, and like didn't even give me a chance to.
Well, another aspect of this is that you chose somewhere so far away to be from when the guy died like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
If you just chose, actually, hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
One of the role-playing notes that I had written down right here in the margins. Hold on a second. I'll show you. Is quote. If you had said Harrowdale or Irofan, I may have believed you. Right? Because those are much closer places. Like, I'm telling you, dude, when you tell me stuff that you plan on doing it next week, like, I prep for that shit. For that shit. And by no means do I want to, like, pin you guys down to, like, this is what you said you were going to do. But just always be aware that the more time I have to prep with, the more you kind of, like, give me an idea what you want to do the following week and give me some time to make up for it, the better the overall content is. But next week, this is leading you into the sewers, right? So next week we'll start with some dungeon crawl, and Yeah.
No,
we'll get
next
back
week we
to-
gotta find Roscoe, bruh.
Oh, that's fucking right. That's right. Roscoe is still
For
lost.
some odd reason, I found it difficult to plan a weekend ahead.
All right.
That
On
was
that
so
note, you
perfect,
guys,
like,
we're gonna
you
go ahead
just-
and we're gonna
Shit.
we're gonna end the stream, guys. Green, Tom, if you guys are still around, thanks for sticking through, man. Today was fucking nuts.
Yep.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.